I'm delighted to welcome Dr. Barry Polansky in our studios in Tampa this morning. We've been talking about a lot of interesting topics in dentistry, and Dr. Polansky has been around for a long time, and he's been mentoring an entire industry, for lack of a better word, in many topics on what's important in dentistry. He has this amazing blog called The Tao of Dentistry that has thousands and thousands of followers all over the world. And he's become a student of this field called positive psychology over the last several years. And I'm intrigued by it because he talks about the application of positive psychology into dentistry and how does it affect a dental practice by employing those techniques or positive psychology in dental practice. So talk to us a little bit about that.
Okay, so I mentioned before that again. I had burnt out in dentistry after about 10 years, and you search and search and search for the answers, and one of the answers I found was at the Pankey Institute, but another answer I found was just reading. I read a lot. I know you read a lot as well, and so you're constantly looking for people who are sending you a message.
Sure.
And so back in those days, there was a dentist back in the 70s. His name was Bob Barkley.
Okay.
Who was a big fan of Carl Rogers, the humanistic psychologist.
Sure.
Okay. And then as you're going through, and those names came up, Maslow came up, and then through the years, I began to realize that L.D. Pankey called it a philosophy, but Aristotle called it a philosophy. William James called it psychology.
Okay.
And I began to realize all of these things blended together.
Sure.
Philosophy, psychology. And so somewhere along the line, I found a whole new group of psychologists. One was Marty Seligman from University of Pennsylvania,
Sure.
and I love to pronounce this name because a lot of people can't, except those in the field. Mihai Csikszentmihalyi.
Okay.
Okay, from University of Chicago, who wrote a very famous book called Flow.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard of it, and the Flow Experience.
Sure.
Csikszentmihalyi is also considered one of the fathers of positive psychology, which was
Sure.
which was named in around 1997 when Seligman gave his speech to the American Psychological Association.
Sure.
So from then on, basically, this positive psychology, the psychology of what is right with people, and they in the early days they talked about basically how to become happier.
Okay.
And it was called, they were known as happyologists.
Okay.
Okay.
That's interesting.
A few years later at Penn, Seligman changed his whole theory around.
Okay.
And instead of calling it happiness, he called it the well-being theory,
Okay.
life satisfaction,
Okay.
getting away from the word happy. And so he changed everything, and his whole curriculum is based upon something called PERMA-V, P-E-R-M-A, and he added V later. Let me explain real quickly what those designations are. Number one, P, positivity.
Okay.
Okay, to live, now look, there's negative things in the world.
Sure.
We all know that, okay? But to have a general affect of being positive throughout your days.
Sure.
E, engagement, to be engaged in the work you do. That's where Csikszentmihalyi came in.
Sure.
Okay, flow,
Okay.
engaging work. R, positive relationships. That's a whole interesting field in itself.
So relationships.
Yes.
Okay.
M, meaning and purpose. Now that was the thing that got me.
It's Maslow, right?
No, actually, it's Viktor Frankl.
Okay.
A lot of Viktor Frankl. It could be anybody, but meaning and purpose.
Sure.
And so that was the thing that brought me in. I was, in my early days when I was burning out, I didn't find that my dentistry was meaningful or purposeful.
Sure.
And so that's what I was searching for, man's search for meaning. A, achievement. Are we getting something done here? That's where the business part comes in, the accomplishment.
Sure.
What am I getting done? And then a few years later, one of Seligman's students, they added the V. And the V is one that I learned early on, but I think it's very important today. And as you go through social media, you find out the V stands for vitality,
Okay.
energy, diet, exercise, meditation, mindfulness, all the things that everybody likes. You
Very
see?
nice.
Now I got to tell you, I'm kind of proud of this. Next week I'm going to be 70 years old. Okay? And I got to tell you, I have about as much energy today. Actually, I have more energy today than I had back when I was 35.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And that's you credit that to Perma V.
No, I was probably getting into the V portion beforehand,
Before that.
but I really begin to see that one of the most important things to get through your days is this energy factor.
Right.
You can't sustain positivity, engaging relationships without a high level of energy. Just can't do it.
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.